What's up guys and welcome back to my channel. Let's dive right into our first news. The UFC has reportedly parted ways with a welterweight fighter who remained undefeated throughout his entire run in the promotion, sparking widespread debate across the MMA community. Since signing with the UFC, the fighter put together an impressive unbeaten streak in the welterweight division, and most recently secured a dominant 54-second knockout victory, making the decision even more surprising to many fans. Following the news, the fighter addressed the situation directly on Telegram, clarifying that he was not technically fired by the organization. According to him, his contract simply expired and was not renewed. He stated that the decision was made for certain reasons that were not fully explained, but emphasized that he has already received multiple offers from other promotions, many of which reportedly come with significantly higher pay. As expected, speculation quickly spread online regarding the true reasons behind the UFC's decision. Some fans and analysts believe the release may be connected to broader business considerations rather than performance. A common theory circulating is that Russian fighters, despite their elite skill level, do not generate enough revenue compared to fighters from other regions. Critics argue that the UFC, as a business first and foremost, prioritizes marketability and profitability over sporting merit. Others have gone even further, suggesting that this situation reflects a wider trend of Russian fighters either being released or choosing to compete under different national flags to improve their market appeal. While these claims remain speculative, they have reignited ongoing discussions about meritocracy, fighter pay, and global representation within the UFC. Despite the controversy, the fighter appears confident about his future, with opportunities already lining up outside the UFC. Still, the question remains, should the UFC have re-signed an undefeated, highlight reel finisher, or was this purely a calculated business move? What do you think? Should the UFC have renewed his contract, or does the decision make sense from a business standpoint? Before we jump into the next story, we have a small favor to ask. If you're enjoying the content, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell icon. It really helps us out and ensures you'll never miss an update. Moving on to another news. Ariel Helwani did not hold back when reacting to Andrew Tate's loss to Chase Dior, labeling the defeat as one of the most significant fraud checks in combat sports history. According to Helwani, the fight exposed a massive gap between Tate's carefully constructed public persona and his actual in-ring performance. Helwani firmly rejected comparisons between Tate's loss and Jake Paul's defeat to Anthony Joshua, calling the comparison completely absurd. He emphasized that Jake Paul stepped into the ring with a former heavyweight world champion, while Tate lost to Chase Dior, a misfits boxing champion. In Helwani's view, these situations are not even remotely comparable, and attempting to frame them as similar only highlights the delusion surrounding Tate's narrative. While Helwani made it clear that he respects anyone willing to step through the rope, whether at an amateur, professional, or influencer level, he criticized Tate's attempt to rationalize the loss afterward. Tate has built his brand on being the ultimate alpha male, regularly criticizing other fighters and promoting a philosophy centered on dominance, winning, and success. Helwani argued that this makes Tate's post-fight messaging especially disingenuous. After the loss, Tate attempted to reframe the outcome as a noble effort, suggesting that trying and failing is still admirable. Helwani strongly pushed back on that sentiment, stating that Tate's entire persona is fundamentally opposed to the idea of failure. His brand has never been about effort or humility. It has always been about victory, wealth, and superiority. To suddenly pivot to a message of moral victory, Helwani said, directly contradicts everything Tate has preached over the past several years. In Helwani's assessment, Tate should never have accepted the fight if there was any doubt about his ability to win convincingly. Instead, he entered the ring, delivered a poor performance, and failed under the spotlight. For Helwani, this wasn't just a loss, it was a complete dismantling of the image Tate has spent years cultivating. Moving on to another news. Former UFC champion Luke Rockhold has voiced strong criticism over Paddy Pimblett's fast track toward a lightweight title opportunity, arguing that the rising star has not yet done enough to truly earn his place in championship contention. Pimblett is scheduled to face Justin Gaethje for the interim lightweight title at UFC 324, but Rockhold believes the opportunity has been handed to him rather than deserved. Speaking with Submission Radio, Rockhold suggested that the UFC is actively maneuvering Pimblett into a title situation due to his popularity rather than his resume. According to Rockhold, the promotion appears willing to do whatever it takes to position Pimblett as a champion, particularly in an effort to reignite enthusiasm and fan engagement in the UK market. Rockhold also took issue with the concept of interim titles, questioning their legitimacy and value. He expressed frustration with fighters who treat interim championships as meaningful accomplishments, noting that elite competitors understand the difference between an interim belt and being the undisputed champion. Rockhold pointed to Justin Gaethje as an example, stating that Gaethje likely recognizes that the interim title carries little long-term significance compared to capturing the real championship. In contrast, Rockhold criticized Pimblett's public confidence in championship talk, suggesting that it is premature. He implied that Pimblett is already being treated like a champion before proving himself against the division's top contenders. To Rockhold, this undermines the competitive integrity of the lightweight division, which is widely regarded as one of the deepest and most talent-rich in the sport. While Rockhold did not question Pimblett's popularity or potential, he made it clear that star power alone should not dictate title opportunities. He believes fighters should earn championship shots bouts through consistent wins over elite opposition, not favorable matchmaking or promotional momentum. As the debate continues, Pimblett now faces the ultimate test against Justin Gaethje, a proven veteran known for his durability and elite competition history. Whether Pimblett can silence critics like Rockhold remains to be seen, but for now, questions surrounding the legitimacy of his title opportunity continue to divide fans and analysts alike. Moving on to another news, former UFC heavyweight champion Andrei Arlovski has publicly addressed his recent altercation with popular streamer Jack Doherty, offering his side of the story during an appearance on the Ariel Helwani show. The incident, which took place over the weekend, quickly gained attention after Doherty accused Arlovski of deliberately starting the confrontation. According to Doherty, Arlovski intentionally bumped into him and then attempted to throw a kick without provocation. However, Arlovski strongly denied those claims and pushed back against the narrative that he was at fault. Speaking candidly, the veteran fighter expressed frustration at being blamed simply because of his age and reputation, joking that people are quick to point fingers at the old guy. Arlovski explained that after reviewing public reactions online, the overwhelming majority of comments did not support Doherty's version of events. He emphasized his decades of experience in combat sports, pointing out that after more than 25 years of professional fighting inside cages, rings, and gyms around the world, he has no reason to act recklessly in a public setting. The former champion stated that the video evidence clearly supports his account. According to Arlovski, he calmly attempted to ask Doherty what the issue was before being struck unexpectedly. He made it clear that he was neither intoxicated nor acting alone and suggested that the situation escalated instantly without his intent to provoke violence. Following Arlovski's comments, Doherty responded by posting a video on social media, escalating the situation further. In the clip, Doherty suggested he and his friends would be willing to face Arlovski in a boxing ring, even proposing a 3-on-1 or 4-on-1 scenario. He also claimed that even a matchup involving himself and his security guard against Arlovski would be enough to overpower the former UFC champion. The response was met with disbelief and criticism from fans, many of whom viewed the challenge as disrespectful and unrealistic given Arlovski's elite combat background. As the situation continues to unfold, the incident has sparked widespread debate about accountability, respect for combat sports veterans, and the growing crossover between internet personalities and professional fighters. Moving on to another news, Sean O'Malley and his longtime coach Tim Welch shared their excitement and admiration for Tony Ferguson following his latest victory in the boxing ring. The former UFC interim lightweight champion continued his strong start in boxing by improving his professional record to 2-0 after defeating Warren Spencer at Misfits Mania last weekend. With the win, Ferguson also captured the Misfits Boxing Middleweight Championship, marking a major milestone in his post-UFC career. During their discussion, O'Malley and Welch praised Ferguson's performance, noting how sharp and energetic he looked throughout the bout. O'Malley pointed out that Ferguson appeared noticeably younger and more explosive on fight night, joking that Tony fluctuates between looking 30 and 50 years old, but on this occasion, he looked closer to his physical prime. Both agreed that Ferguson showed confidence, composure, and aggression traits that made him a fan favorite during his UFC run. One moment that stood out in particular was Ferguson's reaction after scoring a knockdown. As his opponent hit the canvas, Ferguson famously shouted for him to get back up, a display of intensity that immediately reminded fans of his signature mindset from his MMA days. O'Malley and Welch laughed about the moment, describing it as classic Tony Ferguson energy and a sign that his competitive fire is still very much alive. Welch also highlighted that this victory followed Ferguson's previous boxing win, confirming that Tony is now riding a 2-fight winning streak in the sport. For longtime fans who watched Ferguson endure a difficult stretch toward the end of his MMA career, seeing him find success again was especially satisfying. O'Malley summed up the sentiment perfectly, calling Ferguson's resurgence the kind of feel-good story that fans love to see. He and Welch agreed that watching Tony thrive in a new arena was like an early Christmas gift for the MMA community, proving that reinvention and redemption are always possible in combat sports. Moving on to another news, a major shakeup has occurred ahead of UFC 326 as a main card bout has officially been cancelled following Paulo Costa's withdrawal from his scheduled fight. Costa was set to face Bruno Ferreira in a highly anticipated middleweight matchup, but new reports indicate that Costa has pulled out of the contest for undisclosed reasons. At this time, Paulo Costa has not publicly commented on the situation, leaving fans and analysts speculating about the cause of his withdrawal. The UFC has also yet to confirm whether the bout will be rescheduled for a later date or if Bruno Ferreira will remain on the card with a replacement opponent. As of now, the status of Ferreira's participation at UFC 326 remains uncertain. The cancellation is a notable blow to the event, as Costa is one of the promotion's most recognizable middleweights and a consistent main card attraction. Known for his aggressive fighting style and outspoken personality, Costa's presence typically adds significant hype to any card. His matchup with Ferreira was expected to be an action-heavy clash with potential implications for the middleweight rankings. Bruno Ferreira, on the other hand, has been building momentum in the division and was looking at this fight as a major opportunity to elevate his profile by defeating a former title challenger. If the UFC is able to secure a short-notice replacement, Ferreira could still have a chance to make a statement on a big stage. Situations like this highlight the unpredictable nature of mixed martial arts, where injuries, illnesses, and other unforeseen circumstances can dramatically alter fight cards with little warning. Fans Fans will now be waiting closely for official updates from the UFC regarding the future of both fighters and whether this matchup can be salvaged at a later date. For now, UFC 326 moves forward with a notable hole on its main card, and all eyes will be on the promotion to see how they choose to address the sudden cancellation. Moving on to another news, UFC lightweight champion Islam Makhachev recently showed his playful side by pulling a harmless prank on longtime teammate and fellow Dagestani fighter Zubaira Tukhugov. The moment, which quickly caught the attention of fans online, highlighted the close-knit and humorous dynamic shared among members of the Dagestani MMA circle. According to those present, Makhachev handed Tukhugov a snack without warning him that it was extremely spicy. Expecting a normal bite, Tukhugov quickly realized something was wrong as the heat kicked in almost immediately. His reaction made the prank an instant hit among teammates, with laughter breaking out as the situation unfolded. Makhachev, known for his calm, disciplined demeanor inside the octagon, clearly enjoyed the moment, smiling as Tukhugov struggled to handle the unexpected spice. The incident offered fans a rare glimpse into Islam's personality outside of competition, showing that despite his serious championship mindset, he enjoys joking around with friends and teammates. Zubaira Tukhugov, who has trained alongside Makhachev for years, appeared to take the prank in good spirits. Rather than being upset, he laughed it off, understanding it as friendly banter between training partners who have spent countless hours together in the gym and on the road. Moments like these often resonate with fans because they humanize elite fighters who are usually seen only in intense, high-pressure fight scenarios. The prank reminded audiences that beyond the brutal nature of mixed martial arts, strong friendships and lighthearted moments still exist within the sport. As Islam Makhachev continues to dominate the lightweight division and prepare for future title defenses, it's clear that maintaining a relaxed and positive environment around him remains part of his success. Whether inside the cage or joking with teammates, Makhachev continues to show why he is not only respected as a fighter, but also admired as a teammate.